Well, how old does this racism conversation go? Probably to the beginning of time. Actually, not so much. Now, we have to talk about today the original writer and adapter of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show way back in 1993, being accused of the stereotypes. This is almost like cancel culture, like it's trying to rear its ugly, filthy head again. Let's just go straight into it because I think this is entirely laughable, but there is something of a cultural response. And I think this is a conversation that should be had. The Power Rangers writer says it was a mistake to cast Black and Asian actors as Black Ranger and Yellow Ranger. None of us were thinking of stereotypes. Almost like the kids that were watching them were not thinking about stereotypes. This obviously this information came out way later, and at the time, they're at least confirming and saying it's like we didn't think about that whatsoever. We were just casting people. Did they have a Native American, or as I call myself, an Indian as the Red Ranger? No. Was the Green Ranger a Skrull? No. Was it Invader Zim? No, it was not. The Pink Ranger was just a chick. It could have been any kind of chick. They were just trying to find actors that were down for this insane plot. That we're going to take a Japanese TV show, we're going to cut out all their action parts and the campiness of all that. It's insane. You're going to be ninjas with these monsters. You won't actually film any of this. We're just going to film backstory, basically Kung Pao style, and put you in there where you have your own stories, but then you all fight. I can almost guarantee that this person is actually telling the truth, but they go into it more because there is an interview where he was addressing this. And look, these are our original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We've got Tui Trang, who tragically died extremely young in a car accident. That was Zach. I don't remember the actor's name, but he comes up later. Yeah, the black guy was a Black Ranger. And he's also playing a mastodon, so they have big trunks. So even if it was a stereotype, at least they gave him a little bit of And we also have Billy Yost, no, David Yost, who played Billy, the Blue Ranger, and he was blue. I mean, if we're going off of stereotype things, he was blue because he's blue balled on getting with a woman. Dude's gay. Apparently, they had a big problem with that on set. There's been a lot of stuff that comes out because I think everyone's just trying to take what everyone loved in childhood and they're just trying to nitpick it apart. Guess what? Life is not always fair. Life is not always PC, and everyone has their own opinions. So yes, tensions arise. Tensions arise between friends. Get over it with yourself. And why is this coming out later? This is literally 20 years. Wait, no, this is 30 years later that this stuff is coming out. So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers head writer Tony Oliver admits in the new investigation Discovery series Hollywood Demons that it was a mistake. A mistake. So this obviously, never mind. Not going to say that part. To cast a black actor to play the Black Ranger and an Asian actor to play the Yellow Ranger. Actually, she wasn't originally going to be a yellow person to play the Yellow Ranger. But I guess a lot of people gloss over that because they don't actually want to know facts. The series kicked off in August 1993 on Fox Kids. Walter Emmanuel Jones, that's the name of the Black Ranger. And then there's Tui Trang. I am terrible with Asian names, so forgive me. Posthumous. RIP, by the way. You were awesome. Oliver says, also, I think it's funny that when they did the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, oh, it was a mistake to cast the black as the black and the yellow as the yellow. I know this is not PC at all, but like, fuck being politically correct. In the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, the Yellow Ranger became a black person, and the black person became Johnny Young Bosch. Or Adam Bosch. Wait, no, Johnny Young Bosch. Anyway, he's doing voice acting for a lot of anime, and he's actually really extremely talented. And they turned him into a frog, like the prince. Golly, Dulcia had it going on. Oliver says in the documentary that none of us were thinking stereotypes when these casting decisions were originally made, Because of course it was the early 90s. Why would you think about this at all? Why would you have to make this dude try to explain something from over 30 years ago? It wasn't until my assistant pointed it out in a meeting. I'm assuming his assistant was a woman, and probably one that was unfuckable at that time, and probably still is, and probably died alone, or at least with some cats, or at least with another fat lesbian bitch. That person pointed it out. And that's when he realized these castings were upholding stereotypes. What stereotype? The stereotype of the color of their skin is the same color. What stereotype? Like I said, you're going, the color of your suit is the color of your skin. What, like, so do we need Veruca Salt to play the Blue Ranger? Like I said earlier, do we need fucking Invader Zim to play the Green Ranger? Do we need Red Hulk to play the Red Ranger? Who else? Who's pink? Naturally, I don't freaking know, but like, that's not a stereotype. That's just a casting choice based on aesthetics. It has nothing to do with hatred or discrimination against everyone. So this is, I guess, one of those things where you already had a Karen back in the day. And yes, that was the time when the Flock of Seagulls haircut came out. So that bitch probably had the Karen cut before it was ever popular by fat, overweight, middle-aged women. Now, during the show's casting, Oliver also said the Black Ranger seemed to have the swagger of the group. So he was the cool guy. And the Yellow Ranger was the peaceful one who tends to be the conscious of the group. Well, if you know anything about a lot of Asian culture, they're not exactly peaceful, especially against their own kind. But that's a stereotype. They were looking for actors who had these qualities, and Oliver noted that Toy was not her original Yellow Ranger. It was actually Audrey Dubois, and that is a French name. So get the fuck out of my face with these stereotypical allegations. I don't want to fucking hear it. Also in the documentary, camcorder footage taken on set by one of the show's stunt coordinators shows the cast was aware of these castings, the cast or one member of the cast, because Emmanuel Walter Jones is the only one quoted as saying, I play Zach, I'm black, and I play the Black Ranger. Go figure. Now, this is completely devoid of context. Now, this could have completely been, and I haven't watched the documentary, but this could have been completely just been him joking around. Yeah, I'm black, and I'm the Black Ranger. I'm the cool, slick, sleek one. That's kind of been known to be his demeanor whenever you had other shows come out, like after the fact, and he would come out to just like give colored commentary. Yes, I said colored for a reason, because anything that is outside of the norm is considered colored commentary. Get over yourself. We're all colored in some way. The fact that people are still trying to make big deals about this, like I said, I'm just going to repeat it for the third time, 30 years after the fact, that did you ever notice the Yellow Ranger was yellow and the black one was black? The fact that you called the Yellow Ranger a yellow person instead of just an Asian woman looking to make her big break in what was an extremely phenomenal masterpiece explosion in the zeitgeist for young kids at the time. You can't just be happy for them. You can't do that. You have to make it about race because you're a fucking idiot. You have nothing going on in your life and you are going to die alone. And that's just the cold hard facts of the case. Anyway, this is Malty from Mouth of Malty. Hope you'll have a great day. We'll see you soon. I thought this was going to be shorter than it was, but bye.